Hi, in this video, we are going to take a look at functions, part one with value parameters, functions with no parameters, the basics of functions. So we'll write code on the Linux server and we will compile it and we will see how to transfer it and upload it to D12, all of the stuff, okay? So here we are on our PCC server. The first thing we do is after we log in, I'm going to change to my directory 161b. And if you remember, we created a directory called assign1. So we'll just go into assign1, cd, and then you use the asterisk because that's all I have right now. And then we will call this functions. Let's see, right now I just have a sample a01.cpp. So let's load nano functions.cpp. Okay, so we can start writing some code in there. And so I'm going to start out by putting it on my header files, and I'm kind of going to try and copy and paste from a few other places so we can get this moving a little faster. So this code demos not just void functions, we also demo functions. So let's say void functions functions with parameters and return values. Okay, so we need all our header files. We have that. So what are functions? If you look at it, we've talked about a little bit from the Zybooks. Functions essentially break down the program into different types, right? Into different miniature programs. That's really what that is. So instead of writing one long piece of code, we break it down into multiple little programs that we can call. It helps avoid redundancy and it helps keep things consistent, and it helps with reusability and things like that. So let's write a void function that doesn't have to take any parameters. For example, we will write, let's write our main first, okay? And in main, all I'm going to have is a return 0 statement and welcome function. The welcome function simply outputs a bunch of things to the user. So void, because it doesn't return anything. Welcome, and notice inside the curly bracket or inside the parenthesis, it doesn't take anything. So that says it has no parameters, and it's a void function because it doesn't return anything. So then let's say I have a few cout statements that I want to output to my function or in my function. And let's go ahead and put that in here. So I have cout, hello, welcome to my program, and I have some variables here. Let's take those out for right now. Hello, so and so, welcome to my program, and something about what the program does, right? So now let's see how this works. We'll just call this in main, call welcome, like that. That's how you call the function. Function with a parenthesis, nothing in there because it doesn't take any parameters. Now we must write something called a prototype. A prototype essentially declares the function before we can use it. Okay. Now, if you notice, Zybooks writes functions before main, which we can do as well, but it's a good habit to write prototypes, which are nothing but function declarations. It's also nice to have comments for functions like this. So here, let's add some comments. I'm going to again copy and paste from my code. So welcome message doesn't take anything, doesn't return anything, outputs a welcome message, right? That's all my function does. Okay, now the prototype, we will essentially copy, or you can type it. The function heading goes up in the prototype. So it's the same as what's in the heading. So this is called the prototype. I will comment this main. And down here, what you see on this line is your function heading and the body of the function inside curly brackets. Okay, so right now we just have one function and we have called the function. Now here's where it's nice to have two windows open. So we'll open another window. So make this smaller. And you right click and say duplicate session and open a window here. And all right, and then change to my assignment folder. It says, well, let's go ahead and fix that, uppercase, like that. And there's my functions hasn't been saved yet. So let's go ahead, go to the left hand side and say Control O, save it. Now come to the right side and do LL, and there it is. Then we do your G++ minus wall minus G, make this a little bigger so it doesn't run over, minus, let's put the name of the CPP file, functions.cpp, minus O, and just functions, which is the name of the executable. So then it compiles, then you do /functions to run it. And there we go. It's this welcome to my program, or this program calculates. So we're going to do something. It calculates the area of a pizza. So all we have done is write a welcome function with no parameters, returns nothing. Okay. Okay, let's see how to do a few more things. How about we write a function to calculate the pizza area. Okay, the area of a pizza, for example, or what am I calculating? Pizza area or volume, whatever we want to calculate. Okay, so pizza area says we are going to read some information about the pizza and, like a diameter of the pizza, radius of the pizza, whatever. And then we are going to calculate its area. So let's write a void function. How do you write a void function that takes parameters? Okay, so here, let's write our prototype first. Calculate pizza area. We say it doesn't take anything. Maybe it can take the radius of the pizza. Okay, so it takes a parameter, but it returns nothing. So we get on here, and then we write the function. Again, I have some stuff that I'm going to copy and paste. We can modify it. So come here. So there is my pizza function. Calculate pizza area. We'll modify it. It doesn't take any parameters, but right now let's make it take a double radius. Okay, so it takes the radius of the pizza. So since it takes the radius of the pizza, let's call it pizza radius, because that's what is coming in. That's what we are using here, pizza radius. And I'm going to get rid of my diameter. Don't need for the diameter since I have the radius. And I shouldn't set it. It's coming in as a parameter. So what this says is the pizza radius is coming in as a parameter. We simply use that in our calculation. I'm going to get rid of the diameter and the pizza radius, which is getting passed in from main. So we simply use pizza radius here. And so we say, okay, pizza area is 0. We declare pi val. Pizza area equals pi val times pizza radius, right? Pi r squared. And then we output it right here. Okay. So let's see what my comment says. Calculates the area of the pizza. Input parameters. Input parameters is not none. It's a double radius, which is coming in. And we'll call it pizza radius. And output is the message on the area. Return is not. We are not returning anything because it's a void function. So now let's go to main. And let's call this function, right? Doing a function doesn't mean anything. We need to actually call it. So let's declare a variable called double radius equals 0. And then we will read the radius from the user, enter the radius of the pizza. And the user enters something. We read it in to radius. Oops. And then we call the calc pizza area function. That takes the radius and it does its magic. So it doesn't return anything, so we don't have to receive it anywhere. We just pass it and it does its thing and it outputs everything. So we could add some comments in here, go here to this line, go before this line, and add local variables. Let's be specific. These are local variables. And here is our calculation. And okay, calculation and output to the user, right? Okay, so let's save it. Better to save it more often. Come over here and use your, let's clear for a second, and then use your up arrows to actually go back and compile it. And we have a bunch of errors. Let's see. It says missing terminating something on line 53. So you come here, control underscore, it says where do you want to go? Line 53. Control underscore will take you there. So somewhere here it doesn't like something. So let's see. Let's make this window a little bigger. So the fact that it went off on a different line, let's move this back when I copied and pasted it. Okay, so let's control O, save it, try it again on the right hand side. And there we go, that compiled without any issues, didn't get any errors. So then let's run it, go up a couple of times, find my program. Okay, 3.4, and it says 12-inch pizza is, well, it's not really 12-inch pizza, is, so we should change our output label. That doesn't say, that's not a 12-inch pizza. That is whatever radius I entered, right? So you can simply say, it's your pizza area is, it's better. Then control O, save it, come to the right hand side, compile it. Oh, now I got more problems. Okay, so we went back to the next line. Let's go back here. So the perils of copying and pasting, you want to be careful. Okay, try that again. Go back here, clear it. Oops, clear. And then try to compile it. And there we go, that's much better. Run it. And it says enter the radius of the pizza, 3.4, and says your pizza area is that much inches squared. Now, of course, you can go ahead and set precision, things like that. So see out, you would go fixed, show point, set precision to, and control O, save it, come back here, build it, and test it, make sure it's working the way you want. So it looks good. Now to transfer this file, remember we did FileZilla, so you go to FileZilla and close this, and then you put in all your information here. SYCC, the server name, you can copy it and paste it. And your password, port, connect, and there we go. And you go to 161B, and this time I'm going to put it on my desktop so I don't have to go looking for things. Going to assign one on the right hand side, there's functions.cpp, so you drag it and drop it and put it over here. It says I'm done. Now you can go here to your D2L and upload it, and I can close this and be done. So that's kind of from start to finish. We'll make another video to talk about a few more functions.